Hello, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. This is your host with the most, JJ. I'm having kind of a tough time personally. You're going to find out about it in this episode of JJ Meets World, and I'm thinking about starting a GoFundMe. I don't know. More details later. And by the way, if you'd like to help support our podcast, visit jjmeetsworld.com where you can donate to our Patreon, pick up some killer swag at our merch shop, or click the link to Apple Podcast and give us a 5-star review.
1, 2, 3, 4. JJ Gordon, sort of like that Indiana Jones, in that he's always sniffing out his next adventure. Yes, he is. He's always interviewing guests so he can have them on his show and they can talk about pop culture, arts, and leisure. JJ has his flag unfurled and he likes his french fries curled, and he's fun and then he twirls as he goes to meet the world. He will march into the rain even if his ankle sprained. Take a peek inside his brain. This podcast is called JJ Meets World.
I'm in a fight with my wife right now. And trust me, this is important. Like, I'll get to the reason that I wanted to talk on this podcast, but you have to understand I'm in a fight with my wife. And I've had a tough week at work. Like, it's been a tough week at work. And I got home yesterday, and she and I have both been sick for like a week. Right? This weird sinus congestion and a cough and, you know, like, oh, I gotta blow my nose. And so I got home, and I got home late. And she said, do you want to have a frozen pizza for dinner? And I said, sure. She goes, okay, well, we've got this one and this one and this one. And I said, you know, I don't want to make any decisions. I will be happy with whatever you make. She goes, oh, okay. Well, you know, they're going to take a while because they're those fancy deep dish pizzas that you bought in the Twin Cities from Giordano's, Chicago style. Mm-hmm. And I said, I don't care. I don't want to make any decisions. And she goes, okay, well, how about if we just order a pizza? Fine. Fine. That sounds fine. So then she says, okay, I'm going to order it from Casey's. Which Casey's is it that we like? And I said, the one on 13th Avenue, and it should be like 27 something. She goes, 2903 13th Avenue? Yes, that sounds fine. And originally, I had said, I don't want to go pick up this pizza. But she starts placing the order, and she's like, oh, it's going to take like 2 hours because delivery's backed up. I said, fine, I will go and pick up the pizza. And she goes, okay. Do you want cheese bread? Yes. Okay, well, they've got two kinds. One's a 4 cheese bread, and the other one's just cheese bread, but it's the same picture. I don't care. And you want wings? Yes. Bones or no bones? No bones, buffalo. Barbecue? No, buffalo. And you don't want bones. Right. She places this order at 6 o'clock and then sends me a screenshot of the order being placed, and it's under her name. So at 6:30, half an hour, the time they told me, I leave the house. I drive across town. Now, this isn't the closest Casey's to my house, not by a long shot. And I go to the Casey's that makes the good pizza on 13th Avenue, and I walk up in there, and there's a gentleman who looks like he belongs under a bridge trying to get a billy goat to come underneath for him to eat for his supper. His hair is everywhere, like Doc Brown, but thinner. And honestly, he's got like 3 teeth total in his mouth.
This is an employee?
This is an employee. This is the guy making the pizzas.
Okay.
And much older than you'd imagine. Like, what choices did you make in your life that made you arrive at this point? And so I said, hi.
That's ragtop.
So I say, listen, I'm here to pick up
He fixes all the ovens, and then we gave him a better job.
He's like the guy who's like, I live in the basement, so I know where all the nails are. And so I go up and I say, hey, I'm here for a pickup order. And he goes, are you Jill? And I said, yep, I'm picking up the order for Jill. And he goes, you didn't tell us what type of pizza you wanted. And I said, excuse me? And he goes, you just ordered a large pizza, but you didn't put any toppings on it. It doesn't even say cheese. We didn't know what kind of pizza, and then you didn't put your phone number on there, so we couldn't call you. So we made your wings and we made your cheese bread, but we didn't know what kind of pizza. And I thought maybe I should just make Jill a cheese pizza, and that way, you didn't say you wanted any toppings, but like, what if you didn't want cheese? I don't know what you want. And my mind split in half, and I started to lose it. And so I said, it's a pepperoni pizza. And then this guy yells across, and he goes, that's my manager, Jack. Jack, I told you, it's a pepperoni. And then Jack yells from across the store, yeah, man, you got to tell us what kind of pizza you want. How are we going to make it if we don't know what kind of pizza you want? And then the guy goes, you got to do that. Like, you can't just put a large pizza. You got to tell him what you want. You can't. And then, like, he had some weird analogy. Like, you can't go to a car store and tell him you want a car. You need to tell him what kind of car you want. And so I'm getting lectured by these guys. One of them who's wearing a name tag that says Jack Frost, not my name. And another guy who honestly looks like at one point in his life, he thought it would be a good idea to move to Florida to open up a like shrimp van. So they're like, it's going to be about like 25 minutes. And I said, okay, now I've had a hard week. I just wanted to be home. And now I am standing at a Casey's for 25 minutes being lectured to. And so I decide, fuck it. I called Jill. And I go, you didn't tell him what kind of pizza you wanted. And she goes, what? That's what? I said, you didn't tell him what kind of pizza you wanted, and you didn't give him a phone number. So now I'm going to stand here like an idiot for another half hour while they make the pizza. And she goes, oh, well, they didn't just assume it was a pepperoni? And I go, oh, no, they did. They did, but they didn't make it. And so I wait there for half an hour. And like when I hung up, like, you could hear it, not like like the old fashioned, like when you'd hang up and it would go like clack, but now like on a phone it just disconnects. But I hit the button really hard, so I think she probably heard the button. So I get home and she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And I said, oh, great. Well, now I can't ever trust you to order a pizza again. And so we've been in a fight ever since then. And I've cooled off a little bit.
Did she do this? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I mean, like, was this through the website, like an app that she filled out, or?
Brother, thank you for asking.
Because anytime I've ordered Casey's Pizza, right, it's like I had to log in and I had to be very specific. There was no way to there was no way to submit an order without being specific.
So if you can order Casey's Pizza through DoorDash and use the DoorDash app, but we are no longer a DoorDash family after they messed up so many times. And so she went straight to their website that did not require her to sign in, which also like pisses me off because I'm like, after 10 pizzas, you get a pizza for free. So you're just going to order pizzas and not get credit for all your pizza? Come on. But so they didn't have her contact information. Not that these geniuses were like, 10 for 10, because I'm sure they probably could have found an email. But these guys are showing me the receipt where it just says large pizza. And it doesn't have any other details. And it's not like she ordered the pepperoni lovers large pizza or something that could discern what it is.
Okay,
and again, it shouldn't be a big deal.
But so it's become a big deal. So it's become a big deal. So a fight had this. How many days ago was this?
This was last night.
Oh, this was last night.
So it is.
So we're not even a full 24 hours yet.
It's just under 24 hours since this happened.
Interesting.
And I got home from work today, and she's gone. Dog's gone. House is clean. No dishes. No laundry running. And so I'm like, oh, okay. So I get it. So she went home to visit her parents, and she took the dog with her, and now I'm alone. Now this will really show me. It'll teach me a lesson for being so misunderstanding and not allowing her to have any slack when it comes to ordering a pizza. So I'm going to have KFC for dinner. I'm going to take lemons. I'm going to make some lemonade. I'm going to squeeze it right between my butt cheeks and make myself some delicious lemonade. And actually, I think I will get lemonade because it tastes delicious with fried chicken. And Jill hates KFC. She thinks it's awful. And I love Colonel's Crispy Strips. And this is what I'm going to do, Tucker. They have a Colonel's Crispy Strips bucket. And it's 20 pieces of the Colonel's Crispy Strips. Then I'm going to get 2 sides of mashed potatoes and gravy. But I'm not going to get the side that's just like it's mashed potatoes with gravy on it already. I'm going to get a side of mashed potatoes and a side of gravy because this boy loves to dip. I dip. I dip, you dip, we dip, baby. Then I'm going to get a side of coleslaw along with that. And they're going to be like, hey, listen, when you get a 20-piece Colonel's Crispy Strips, which is enough to feed a family of 5, you get your choice of dipping sauces. And I'm like, no. No sauces. None. No, thank you.
Not
and
even
then,
to go into a sauce drawer?
Not even to go into a sauce drawer.
They're complimentary.
It doesn't matter. I don't want them. I don't even want what they call honey sauce because there's not enough honey in it to actually call it honey. They have to call it honey sauce. I'm also going to get 6 biscuits because I know I won't eat them all. I know that at one point I will throw away at least 2 rock hard biscuits, but I want the option of it. And then this is how I'm going to feed myself. I'm going to take my plate, and in the center of the plate, 2 scoops of mashed potatoes. And then I'm going to put a smearing of gravy. Now, I'm the guy who builds like the cauldron in the middle. So I fill it up with gravy, but then I drizzle a little over the sides of the mountains. I like a little bit of lava to run down, the side of the volcano. Then I'm going to take a big scoop of that delicious, cool coleslaw right in the middle. Right in the goddamn middle. And then I'm going to not even get a fork. I'm going to use the Colonel's Crispy Strips as a flat device, and I'm going to scoop up this hillock, delicious, starchy pile. I'm going to feed it to myself like that. And then when I'm sad because I'm having a fight with my wife and I'm thinking, what am I going to do with my life? I'm going to eat some more. And then I'm going to pretend like I'm done for the night. I'm going to put the box in my refrigerator. And throughout the night, I'm going to continually walk over there and take a bite out of some crispy strips so that by the time she gets over herself and comes back to daddy, there won't be anything left. There won't be anything left. Gone. Done. No longer. And that, my friend, is how I win.
So you're going to undo a lot of progress you made physically.
No. Have you ever had that much KFC in one night? Because listen,
yeah.
It's leaving my body in a massive, it's an exodus tomorrow. It'll be Ramesses, let my people go.
What was the last thing said? What was the last thing said?
It would have been this morning. I said, "How did you sleep?" And she said, "Fine."
And then you went to work.
Yep.
And then you
also
came back.
because we're not because we're fighting, but because she was sick, she slept on the couch the last 2 nights. So like we didn't even sleep in the same bed yesterday. Right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's what pushed me to KFC.
I see.
Yeah.
Did she leave you like a Dear John?
Well,
like a letter?
I see what you're saying. No, she did not leave any note.
No.
And in fact, when I opened the garage door, I got home at 4:08, and she gets done with work at 4.
This isn't the opening scene in your true crime story Netflix special, is it?
Are you saying
you're recounting the timeline? Well, no, I specifically got home today at 4:08 p.m. and my wife was gone.
Good news. There are plenty of cameras in our house that would capture any heinous act. Now, that being said, if she happened to have been kidnapped or murdered before this, I hope that you'll get rid of this episode quickly. But no, so 4:08, I was trying to get home before she left, but she worked from home today. And so I think at 4 o'clock when she was done, she was like, yep, I grabbed the dog and I'm gone. And I noticed that she didn't even bother to go out and shovel the driveway, which I did the last one. I got up extra early so I could snow blow the driveway, but she couldn't even be bothered to do that this time. So I will also I will order my KFC in advance, and while I'm waiting for it to be deep fat fried, I will shovel my driveway, and the whole time I'll be mumbling to myself. And Will I have regrets? Do I have regrets? Yeah, sure. Right? Everyone's got regrets. I kind of feel like that captain on the Titanic who said, like, nope, we'll just go faster. Imagine if we arrive early, and even though my best judgment says I should be watching for icebergs, I'm going to go fast. Now, you might be saying, okay, so what's the iceberg in this situation? Is it marital distress?
Pizza?
Is it Casey's Pizza? Is it KFC? These things?
And you're saying we have ruled out shenanigans by the ragamuffins working at that particular Casey's, right?
These guys showed me the receipt. They showed me the order that came in.
Okay.
And then Jill never sent something. I assume she went into her email to look at what this was so that she could send me something being like, hey, listen, these guys are wrong. Never sent anything. Mm-hmm. And so, again, should I be mad about this? Absolutely not. Am I incensed about this? Oh, you bet your sweet biscuits I am. And
walk me through it though. Like, what is the next step? Is it silence between the two of you for a couple of days, and until either someone just starts talking? How does this work? I've been a bachelor now for a very long time, and so you're in territory that I've never cohabitated.
So this is probably what's going to happen. I'm putting all of my eggs into the basket of our dog to solve this problem. And the dog will be the thing that brings us together. He'll run over and give me a little lick on the face, and then he'll give Jill a little lick on the face, and before you know it, we'll be like, hey, do you want to maybe watch that new Will Arnett movie together? And that's how we will end up solving it. Not by talking, not by solving, not by apologizing. It'll just sort of be done.
You'll just kind of move on. Like, okay, we're both tired of being mad at each other. Let's move on.
Right, exactly. Like, we'll both get bored of wanting to win this argument. My mom time.
Is she hoping though? You tell me. Her leaving today, is she hoping that you're going to chase after her?
Oh no. Like, I think she's probably hoping that I would send a message and be like, hey, have a nice night, sleep well, make it to Hillsborough okay? But what's in fact going to happen is I am going to be eating all of my Kentucky
KFC.
Fried Chicken.
And
I will be on ChatGPT asking ChatGPT to write a song about Colonel's Crispy Strips. That's what's going to happen.
So I'm you walk in the front door. I'm just doing the legwork so that the detectives later don't have to, okay? You walked into the front door and she just wasn't there.
Well, what do you mean she wasn't there? No, I knew she wasn't there. I first of all, I am a successful grown man, so I park in a garage.
Uh-huh.
And so I went into the garage, and the other vehicle that my family owns is not there.
I know I should take it personally.
Not
I'm not going to. I know I should take it personally. I'm not going to.
You should.
So and her car was not in the garage.
That's and to hammer in my point about her not shoveling, when I left the house today, I put one set of tracks in the freshly fallen snow, and when I arrived back home, I saw one other set of tracks.
Can I throw something out here, JJ?
Yeah. Are you siding with me?
Well, I'm not siding with anybody.
Okay. You should be.
I want to give you something just to think about. Maybe an uncomfortable thing to say. What if you had just picked like one of the frozen pizzas immediately?
I did. I said that's fine. I don't care. And she could have picked any of the frozen pizzas.
But and then she wanted you to pick one, right? She was like, "Which one do you want?"
She's like, "Which one of these? Do you want the spinach or the cheese?"
You should have said just cheese. Yeah, cheese. Let's do that.
And then she would have said like,
avoided.
Do you think I should make this in a cast iron pan?
That's true.
Do you think this is done?
That's true.
Do you think that this is okay? Is this freezer burn? The onslaught of questions would have been there. Now, that being said, I'd like to do a quick role play with you, okay?
Sure. Who am I?
You're me, and you're walking into Casey's, and you're going to ask for your pizza.
Okay. Hey guys, my name's local celebrity JJ Gordon from KFGO. I believe my wife Jill lovingly ordered some food for me to pick up. I believe she's given you the complete order.
You dumb son of a bitch. Now, let me... first, I gotta finish putting a bunch of money into Dual King. And, hold on. Now, as you can see, I have a bunch of open wounds on my hand, and yet I'm not wearing gloves. But let me tell you how you did not follow the simple rules that we put together on a website. Also,
I'm still not entirely convinced that these guys showed you proper paperwork. Like
they did.
If he can't do proper dental work just at home, then there's no way he's like, hey man, we got to make sure we hold on to these receipts, get them filed, and categorized.
I tell you, this is how I can tell you for sure that they did, because they were like, shit. When this guy comes in, he's coming in hot. It's a Thursday night. It's cold outside. He's going to have to wait for his pizza. We don't want to be culpable in any way. So they had everything ready. Two people there clearly had a conversation beforehand.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And so now, and I would like to go back and tell them that they've caused marital problems.
Well, I'd like to ask you, here's my next question. What is it that you think makes you angrier? The fact that Jill got the order wrong, or that you got like the verbal lashing that should have been given to her?
I'm glad you're asking that question, because I've been trying to wrangle that in my mind all day long. And here's what I will tell you. This is not the first time that Jill has done something like this. Not by a long shot. My favorite example is she loves Paradiso, where the chips are free and the dinner's extra. I don't care for Paradiso so much. There are things I like, but Jill would eat Paradiso once a week, no matter what. Like she loves Paradiso.
What's the dish that she gets?
She gets the ground beef burrito with green sauce.
Okay,
and then extra green sauce.
Nice.
So, one time she orders from Paradiso, and I go and I pick it up, because I'm the guy who picks stuff up. And I get there, and I'm like, an order for Jill Anderson at the time to go. And they're like, I'm sorry, we don't have an order under that name. I'm like, oh, maybe it's under JJ Gordon. They're like, nope, no, we don't have an order for that. So I go and I step outside and I call Jill and I'm like, hey, they don't have an order. She's like, I placed an order. Go inside. And then she sends me like an email or like a screenshot. And then I go inside and I'm like, this is the order. It was placed, 25 minutes ago. It said it was going to be ready at this time. And they're going back and forth and they're like, yeah, we don't have this order. We don't have this order. And I'm like, could I please speak to like a manager? Because we've paid for it, right? Like we paid for it online. And so I'm there making a big deal, and the manager comes over, and I said, hey, listen, we placed this order. And she goes, hold on one second. She gets on the phone, and she's like, hi, it's Denise. Mm-hmm. Do you have an order for Jill Anderson? And she goes, uh-huh. And she hangs up. She goes, you called the Jamestown location. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. And they're like, so you can go there and pick up your order, sir. So now I look like the dick. I look like the asshole because I'm here arguing about it. And so then I called Jill back and I'm like, you called the Jamestown location. And she goes, well, how was I supposed to know? I go, how are you supposed to know? Every Google listing tells you where it's from. Secondly, I bet the prefix on the number was something like 481, right?
Yeah,
Nothing that we have in the Fargo-Moorhead area.
She probably saw a number and just clicked the link. And
right.
Then
She probably searched like Paradiso, boom, and then just called it. Didn't bother to make sure it was the Fargo location, nothing like that.
This
is one of many examples. Mm-hmm. It's also a gamble of whose name it'll be under when I'm there. She knows I'm going to pick it up. And I know that this sounds ridiculous, but when if I know Jill is going to pick something up, which is very rare, I will make sure it is under her name when it comes time to it. Also, my television just came on, and it said, "Here are the search results for League Final jewels that are very rare."
At the same time, like, your internet connection was kind of bugging out a little bit too.
Was it?
Yeah.
Television off. It's telling me that the TV's turned off, but it's showing me all these YouTube videos. I'm being listened to now.
Yeah. Maybe
is this my wife, Jill? Jill, you here? You messed around with the TV? Ugh. So I'm very excited to have Kentucky Fried Chicken tonight. And I think that it'd be great if I could order it through my television. Mm-hmm. In fact, I think it'd be great if you think about this. Think if you were watching The Sopranos and your TV popped up this little screen that said, "Hey, listen, this place locally delivers cannoli. Would you like that?" That is the next step of infotainment that I think we need, where they're going to automatically send you the things that you want.
I think if you're like watching Turtles 2, like at the opening where they're all eating like cheese pizza and you're getting like the strands, I think you'll be able to reach out and just touch the pizza on the screen, and then it'll order
3D
that.
print it. I think it should be 3D printed.
It'll 3D print it for you.
Oh God! I mean, I know that you shouldn't wish away time, but man, wouldn't that be a great future to live in, where you can just see and have what you want?
So what if you don't hear from Jill tomorrow? Like, she's just not back.
It's possible that we will be like ships in the night because I have stuff I have to do, and I don't know. I assume she's going to come back at some point. But you're saying, what if she does not come back tomorrow? I don't panic.
Don't panic.
Now, if Sunday night at 8 p.m. rolls around and she's not back, that's when I start to panic a little bit. When
do you just text her or call her? I guess that you can't. You're at that point of the fight where it's like no one can give ground to the other.
Right. It's a stalemate.
Yeah.
I think that Sunday at 10 p.m. and it's not going to be, "Hey, I'm sorry. Let's make up. This is silly." I'm going to say something like, "Where are all my black socks?" I will ask with something that's accusatory as well as serves my purposes.
That'll be really good. That'll be really
I think
really
so.
good
I think
for your marriage.
I mean, sometimes listen, I know everything's about communication, but they don't say what type of communication.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm gonna let the KFC do the talking for me. And so when she comes, in fact, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make her throw away those stale old biscuits. I'm going to let them sit here on the counter until she finally has had enough of the telltale heart looking at her, screaming. The Colonel screaming, "Talk to your husband! Talk to your husband!" That's going to wrap it up for today's show. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help us continue to produce new episodes each week, visit jjmeetsworld.com, where you can donate to our Patreon, pick up some swag at the merch shop, or follow our link to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all the sites the cool kids are using these days. JJ Meets World is produced every week by Tucker Lucas. You can find out more about Tucker's work by visiting moonbasemaria.com. If you want to get in touch with your host with the most, check out linebenders.com, where you can find direct contact info for JJ or booking information. I didn't start a GoFundMe, but only because I couldn't sign into the website. I'm blocked.